Hello. Okay, this is Reverend Joseph Andrew Jensen Sr. Okay, I'm getting adjusted here. I'll put this on for a second. Okay, this is the only thing. I'm getting rid of this glare to see you. My name is Reverend Joseph Andrew Jensen Sr. I just got through making the same video that I'm going to make now. Of course, it won't be word for word, but I'm doing it now on my computer with a wider screen. But what is important? Right now, I'm announcing because I just did on Facebook on my story that on Facebook I tried to attach the thing and I didn't. They cut off part of it. They didn't hear the words in the post. Now, my name again is Reverend Joseph Andrew Jensen Sr. I have no church. I wouldn't be part of a church. I do have a church, God's Living Ministry. But God's at war with every religion. Why? Because every religion, especially the Jews right now, I just came back from Palestine, and while the killing was going on, I came back August 2025. How can anybody kill God? God lives here in us. We can't blink an eye, hear a thing, taste anything, smell anything. We can't feel without God. He fires the synapses of the brain. As a crane operator 35 years, I couldn't move unless God fired the synapses of the brain, allowing me to move. We can't think. One of the biggest senses we have is not even listed on the five senses. We can't think without God. Now, here's what this is all about. This video right now, you can respond to this video right now. You don't have to wait until June the 5th or whatever, when I'm going to make the official countdown. That's going to give us to September the 21st of 2025. Okay? From right now to September 2025, God needs 9 billion thumbs up. Only recognition. That's all. All God's asking for is recognition. Now, it doesn't take a rocket science to know that when I'm saying 9 billion, I'm talking about everybody in the world, but it doesn't have to be everybody in the world. It's got to be 9 billion thumbs up. That could be all of you in a combined effort going every day from now all through this summer, giving thumbs up to make up for those that aren't listening. The point of the matter is we have to see 9 billion. This way, this thing is not going to work. It's got to prove the world is listening. Okay? Now, what's going to happen on September? What's going to happen even in June when I make this announcement? I'm telling you right now. Just by this announcement, at risk right now, the USDA. Okay? Everybody as of today owns a God coin. A God's coin's worth $100,000. But you have to have a God's coin bank to get to withdraw it. And then you have to have, even if you had a authorized bank, it's got to be your turn. The United States will be the last one that will be able to actually withdraw and cash in their God's coin. The dollar won't be there. The other alternative, because America is we're the seventh richest country in the world. There's 6 more ahead of us, but we're the most powerful country in the world. That makes a difference. So they jump to the top of the ladder. The USDA has to prove that it's risky. It's a risk. Because when this goes out, a bank cashes this, the bottom can fall out the market for the dollar. With this video, it's a risk. Now, okay, bankers, you can hear this. President Trump, you can hear this. Everybody American can hear this. I'm giving you warning. With my word, this could shut down America. Then what does America do? They turn to God's coin. I will pay everybody in this world, especially those in America, one God's coin per month to do an ordinary job. Do what you're doing. Go to school, do whatever you're doing. Just sign up if you're 18 for God's Living Ministry. When you do that, I'll immediately start keeping track by your name and your birth date. Your official birth name and your birthday's all I need to open accounts. You already opened the account. Now you're working for God. When there is a bank actually built, then you'll actually go receive a brand new phone. And whoever sells you that phone, whichever companies are inside that bank that represents, the bank is chosen to sell the phones from, will set up that phone for facial recognition, voice recognition, fingerprint identification, hand geometry. Maybe ask you for a password. Maybe ask you for a personal question. It's up to the bank what they add for security. The phone is yours. Okay? Now, if you're 18, you're going to automatically, that phone representative is going to register because you're 18. You're not going to get a free phone if you're not 18. But when you do get that phone at 18, it's going to register you to vote. Now, everybody in this world, when you get down to it, will be a voter someday when they'll reach 18. That means they're adding 9 billion voters to the world. What power does the government have, any government have, when everybody in this world is a voter? What power? See, this is no different than it was when God changed the languages. God does things in a mysterious way. I mean, the flood. Who could have figured that he could have wiped out the whole world in 40 days and nights? Who do you think? How do you think God? He just changed the languages in a split second. That Cush's son Nimrod was about to say, "I am God." He never got the words out. He started babbling. While Cush spoke Ethiopian, while others, Shem started speaking Arabic. Ham, he was babbling. Well, not Ham because Ham was dead. He died days before Nimrod took over. But you see, here's the point. We have to, we're getting back to this. I'm not going to get off on tangents because I'm known to do that. We need 9 billion God's coin people to represent the world. Go there every day. Get a group of you. Get a million of you. Giving every day a thumbs up through the summer. The number will show up as 9 billion. People won't know whether it's one person or the whole world. But it'll really open eyes, and it's going to open the bank's eyes, and it's going to open Elon Musk's eyes. It's going to open Jeff Bezos' eyes. It's going to Bill Gates, Satoshi. But God's got a deal for all of them. They're not going to get broke at it. In fact, if Elon does what I tell him to do, or what I speak for God, by the way. I am God's messenger. I've been speaking for God since June the 9th, 2019. Okay? I just came back. I said in August from Palestine. Go figure. Embassy got me back here. I'm paying for that right now in payments, that plane ticket. They're taking it out my paycheck. The point of the matter is, I go when I'm supposed to go. I've been to Cairo twice. I've been to Africa, the poorest country in the world, in Burundi. But I was in Bujumbura, which is actually the richest part of Burundi. But the point of the thing I'm trying to say is, we just need those 9 billion. That's what the whole point of this thing. I don't want to get involved any more than say that this is it. It has to be it, because what's coming? Now, you all listen to this. What is coming is worse than you think. We're talking about World War III by a time traveler. Okay, now don't take my word for it. Look up John Teeter on thing. Now I'm not. That wasn't the reason. I didn't even know about this guy until recently. And so it's not like I'm crazy or nothing, but he's the one that adds to it. The God always finds for the last minute the most important parts of the story. But we're doomed for a nuclear war started by Russia that will start firing nukes at China and the United States. And he's been through it because he's a time traveler. He knows that day will happen in the year 2036. What, 11 years from now? 11 years from now. Worse than that, what I was going to was it's already been passed due to end by NVIDIA, that Jeff Bezos has the majority stock now of. He went from Amazon to NVIDIA, but they got a thing called a GPU. A CPU is a computer processing unit, a chip. Now they got one about the size of a handheld iPhone, but it processes, it links to a computer. That was the problem, because they might have started linking 100 computers, but now to think at the same time on the same problem. But now I think they're trying to link thousands. They already had a problem because each of these, Apple phone, cellular phones size chips has to be kept at minus 244 degrees Fahrenheit below zero. 200, they take the refrigeration unit that I saw was bigger than a football field to keep these chips cool enough. I mean, they'll think, and they'll burn themselves up thinking, processing. That's why they hit they keep on linking. It's going to get where the whole process will have to get down to a minus 244 degrees Celsius. Does that make sense? But then when they got that much power and can think that fast, which they think is faster than God, but it's not, never going to be too faster than God. It's way on faster than we can think. It's already been that. But when they get to where they link enough, it's going to be like the Big Bang Theory was for God. This planet was once one huge planet. God heated it up too much because it had a hydrogen core. He got to working too fast. Boom. What did God do? He got up, brushed himself off, and he said, "Woo." But it turned out to be a good thing. You see? The earth came out to be a good thing. He started back on the earth. Or at least that's what we think. I mean, that's what we're led to believe by the Bible's Torah. But that's what I got against religions, because they never wrote the truth. They were killing God because God lives in every one of us. So that they're killing God and they're claiming God. They're making themselves as murderers look like heroes. And they wrote it that way in every one of their books. So how in the world can you believe anything? You know what I'm saying? You talk about people that have a reason to manipulate the Bible. They still, yet they, how can a Jewish people carry around an Ark of the Covenant with the broken Ten Commandments that says, "Thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not steal"? That gold they were taking from um, that they're taking across the Red Sea, that was the stolen gold from Khufu's pyramid, the last pyramid wrought. It might have been Khafre's pyramid, but you could see the huge opening on the side. In fact, it was Khafre's pyramid, but that was the gold coming from there. And when they were crossing that thing, they were in a hurry. It was the Sumerians, Shemites, not Semites, that spoke Arabic. But the Shemites, they spoke Arabic too, but they also spoke Sumerian. They were the engineers of the pyramid. They simply slid down the air shafts that they had created and hidden with ropes and stole the gold. But now they had their excuse. Oh, you'll find out a whole bunch of things you never wanted to, you never thought of. The plagues of Egypt, they were man-made. They were created. Upstream, the Nile River flows downstream because Africa, Elizabeth Falls, is way higher. So it rushes downstream to the Mediterranean, kind of backwards. So it runs from south to north. Anyway, because it does that, in downstream, they have a place, or they found a place with red clay, red clay, and they dammed the Nile River with red clay, enough red clay, to the fish. The fish didn't have any oxygen to live; they just all died. The water just turned like blood, undrinkable. Dead fish all over it. Flies came, mosquitoes came, then frogs came. Go figure. Let alone they were told to stay inside during Passover long enough to poison or suffocate every firstborn in Egypt. It was all a hoax. Moses he wasn't part of the hoax. He didn't know what was going on either. They were using him. They used the Jews as the scapegoats, saying they were unhappy with that. The Jews were there happy as ever. Everybody built the pyramids, the Shemites, the Egyptians, the Hebrews. They had beer to drink. They couldn't drink the water. The Sumerians told them, man, the water's no good. It's polluted. Drank the beer, getting beer. So they drank beer. They had plenty of food. That's why everybody was in Egypt during the time. Everybody went to Egypt to get, because they originally, every pyramid, like the ones that started in Ethiopia. I see, there's thousands in Ethiopia. But let's take Nubia, where there's 300 of them. These were storage bins for grain, for water, for all kinds of things. That's what they are made for. You take a silo that is perfectly square. You have to build sides on it like a dam to hold it, support it up. It doesn't have to be as big at the top as it's got to be down at the base. And they were perfectly like this. That's why they built them that way. But they're perfectly square in the middle, that they could hold water in. They could hold grain in. What do you think the Aztec pyramids, the Mayan pyramids did? They were built to hold similar things: water, grain. The civilization. This civilization came from the Sumerians in the days of Enoch. They taught everybody how to do it. We're actually way stupider right now than we were at the beginning of time. That's hard to believe. Oh, we think we're prehistoric? Oh my God. We can't be that naive. We come from the smartest cultures in the world. The Lost City Atlantis, I'm just writing now in my book. By the way, this book will be finished in June. It'll be the to everybody. This thing will tell everybody everything from the beginning to the end. That is everything that they'll know. The Lost City Atlantis is under South America. There was never any ice ages except for one. That happened in the 3 months after Noah's flood. How do you get rid of water? You got to freeze it. Then what do you do at the end? Then you got to centrifuge it. Melt it first, in the middle of the earth, and then centrifuge the earth. Spin the earth really, really fast. So all the ice forms over the gaps. So if the earth was never frozen, what was South America? It was lush green jungles with dinosaurs, with all kinds of stuff. It was the lush, greenest part of the earth. Also, that's where the Lanians were. The Lanians were fallen angels. They were Nephilim. They were Anunnaki. Sons of God. They built all the temples in Thailand, Aztec ruins, Mayan ruins, Inca ruins, India, China. All these places you see, Stonehenge, Easter Island, that we can understand it was put up during that time. These things had wings. How do you think you could stand over Peru and make drawings so nobody else could see unless they were in a plane? They had wings. Well, you think this all crazy, I'm Stan Lee, and I'm making these things up. Too much proof for that. It's not, Sonny. The fact that you can think and can speak, and that's way on more than electricity can ever allow you to do. That's way on more than gas could ever allow you to do. It doesn't care whether you eat, sleep, have to use the bathroom. It doesn't know, and it doesn't care, and it doesn't want to. It never has any emotions. It doesn't care. It doesn't love. It doesn't have any emotions to get impatient. Oh, maybe it does. But you understand what I'm saying? God is God, and God lives in you. You're not. The source of life that is living in you is God. The source of life, a source like that. Anything else that can be called any different than God, it's a mystery that God exists. But He breathed that into the nostrils of Adam. He breathed that into you at conception. Part of God, our donation created, my father's donation, so to speak, created me. But God also made a donation at the same time, part of Himself. That was life. You know what I'm saying? And hence He gave us life inside our mother's womb. If that doesn't apply to you, then what the hell does? Now, there can't be anybody that ignorant to think that they're a robot, that they just got here somehow, and there is no God. There's no atheists in the foxhole, so to speak. I'm got to go. I'm getting way off track and it's taking more time. This is it. This is the thing that I have to have God has to have 9 billion thumbs up from this video and the one in June. We'll call for more, but 9 billion before we can go any further. And that will be to get everybody God's coin, where you can get your $100,000 per family member. If you're in a family of 7, that's $700,000. 7 million. Yeah, it'll be 100,000 7 times over, so $700,000. That family will get. You're a family of 15. You're already over a million. Family of 4, you're on your way. But you'll get that if you're 18 every year. If you're just doing what you're doing, your supervisor, you get 2 God's coins a year. You're a manager, you'll get 3 God's coins a year. You are a bank president, an inventor, or the highest thing, you are the reason why that thing exists, then you get 4 God's coins. But this world will go on God's coin payroll. We will still use every currency in the world but the USDA. USDA is going to be made an example of. Oh, we'll go back to printing greenbacks possibly, but it'll be after it's broke. You know, because God's coin has. When I tell somebody, I'll get to that later. But anyway, this video has to end. Let's just make it as simple as get now putting likes on this video that you're seeing right now. Okay, as many as you can, and tell everybody to do the same. That's where it's going to happen. Word to mouth. Good night.